Starting the show today on a little bit of a somber note. Yesterday, comedian Richard Lewis passed away. He was 76 years old, had some very health concerns leading up to this. Some horrible things happened to him along the way, and it was very, very sad to watch his demise. Although, I think he kind of stayed up there towards the very end, and he stayed involved, and he stayed around his family and friends and people that loved him. I didn't know Richard Lewis. I'd been around him quite a few times professionally. Socially, I'd been at parties and events and things like that with him. And I've had quite a few interactions with him. He was not a friend, though, but he was always very kind. He was very supportive. He knew that I knew him enough to tell him what I was into and how I wanted a career in show business and things like that. He'd been on the radio show before and over the years. I just found him to be a very inspiring guy. There was no other guy like him. He had his thing down, his neurotic thing happening, and it definitely worked for him. So rest in peace, Richard Lewis. I hope you're in a very happy, healthy, and I think it is healthy sometimes to get away and to do that, to experience death at some point. Hopefully it is a healthy experience. Boy, that was deep, Terry. I didn't mean to say that. I'll be honest. I just made that shit up. I have no idea. Right now, I'm too busy fighting off all the Andrew Tate people out there. Oh my God, does this guy have some fans? I made a comment about him and I played an audio clip of him just being kind of a pussy to me. And if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, I don't know what he did. I was going to look it up again here, but I wasn't really planning on talking about this right now. Before I talked about him next, I wanted to Google what the hell what was he in trouble for? But I think it was something to do with, coming on to chicks or something. I don't know what it is. All I know is he's a douchebag. Okay, Andrew Tate fans, what do you call yourselves? Taters? I don't know. Hear me out on this one, okay, guys? There's a little bit of a problem here, but there's a solution. There's a reason why you like him. I'm going to tell you why you like this guy. You probably don't even know why. And I'm going to tell you in just a second why you are just as good as this guy, okay? This is a guy who, I don't know how he got famous, but he's got a huge following. And he appeals to guys that maybe don't have the most education, maybe don't have the, maybe had a tough upbringing, things like that. And sure, I think that that's a way to identify with people. Hey, listen, I'm like you guys. I didn't get the gift of getting to go to college. I, had a rough upbringing and I was in jail as a young kid and I was this and that. So I understand that part of it. So trust me, I'm not trying to take that away from the guy, but he's turned into a guy who just smokes a cigar and wears sunglasses and spews out a bunch of shit because people want to believe what he's saying. They think that this guy and people like this guy, not just him, there's so many others out there like this guy. They think that they have all the answers and they don't. He and others like him all have something in common. They all have mental toughness. That's all it is. They've overcome the hate. They've overcome the odds. They've overcome being said no to. They've been overcome, a lot of legal issues or whatever it is they've overcome. They've overcome a lot of different things. And they've decided not to throw the towel in and to work their way through it and to become the person they've always envisioned in their mind. For that, he's good. For that, anybody's good that has reached a certain amount of success. The problem is this guy and guys like him have gained a lot of notoriety, gained a lot of followers, gained a lot of worshipers that think that this guy's a guru, that this guy has all the answers. He doesn't. He's actually dangerous now. You get to a point where people like you and they say, hey, man, I like what this guy says. And I can see where that's intoxicating. I can see where you're going to go, wow, man, people think I got all the answers. I believe I got all the answers because look at me. I have made it in life. No, All you have is figured out a way to get through things in your mental toughness, along with a couple of other things. It's not just mental toughness, but mental toughness is huge when it comes to success. You just got to have it. And you know when you don't have it. You know when you look at a ding dong sitting on the counter and you eat it. That's not mental toughness. You know what you should and shouldn't do to propel your life to the next level. You know what it takes. You know you have to stop drinking. You know you have to move. You know you need to learn a little something about what you want to do. That doesn't mean going to college. You know you've got to immerse yourself into what your goals and dreams are. You have to do that. And because of that, you have to remain mentally tough because people are going to say no to you along the way. People are going to make fun of you, especially when they start to see you getting a little better. That's when they start to come after you. When they know you're onto something, whoo, they turn up the notch on you like you wouldn't believe. So there you need the mental toughness. Okay. And along with mental toughness, I think you need a little bit of intention too. In fact, I think my whole life is intention. You got to wake up with what are your intentions every single day. You hear people talking about it. Do you intend to be the best you can? There's a chair right over here. If you could see it, I would move the camera. There's a chair right over there that every morning before we start the Lex and Terry show, I sit in it, I close my eyes, and I ask myself, what are my intentions today? And they're usually the same: to support my coworkers until they say something that you have to call them out on it. And then when they call me out on my stuff, to be able to defend myself. But my intentions every day are to have an uplifting, fun show where nobody has a real big fight. I like the controversy. I like the combativeness, but I also like it when the Lex and Terry show has a resolution where at the end of the day, our listeners know, and we know, especially amongst ourselves, that we love each other and that we support each other no matter what. And most days we're able to do that. Some days the feelings stay hurt and egos get bruised and all that stuff. But I sit in that chair, and that's one of my intentions. And then I go through my other list of intentions. Well, today, after I take my nap after the show, I intend to get up and go to the gym. I intend to do that. So these are just things, you make a decision and you follow through with it. I don't see why people give up on things, why they give up on their dreams. I don't see that at all. And I hate it when people tell me, I'm a realist, Terry. You live in your own little dumb little guru, fake world of positivity when I know that you are just like me. You have down moments. You have times where you hate yourself. You have times when you hate everybody else. Absolutely, I do. I'm not saying I don't. But what I am saying is I do my best to get over it, where you don't get over it by calling yourself a realist. Calling yourself a realist is an excuse to not be the best you can be. I just don't see any reason at all where I have to stop or anybody has to stop living. I choose to take every single second of every single day, even though I don't. But my goal is to every single day, no matter what age I am, to get stronger than I am today, to get healthier, to be happier, to feel love, to show love, to get wealthier, today. I'm not giving up, people. I just don't want to give up yet. And I don't think any of you should. You always hear the older people online going, man, if I just had one more day of stuff, you can't take it with you. How many times have we heard that? And I would listen to the older people. I listen to the older people. It makes a lot of sense, but you got to get to a point, where your everyday life isn't filled with chaos and everything that surrounds you is a reminder of dreams that were broken. Most of us are doing jobs that we don't really like. And then maybe you have a goal of being a business entrepreneur or owning your own business. And then you realize that ain't what I wanted either. It's tough. It's tough out there, but you just got to keep pushing on, man. Why give up? I don't understand the giving up, people. I mean, like right now, I go to the gym, just got back from the gym a while ago, working on my lean muscle mass, whatever that means. You know, I'm at the use it or lose it stage of my life right now. This is going to sound so pathetic, but it's true. I sit there and I go, well, listen, I can take the stairs. I'm going to take the stairs. I wake up in the morning along with my little, things where I sit down and think about my intentions and everything else. I I know that part of that for me now is the use it or lose it stage of my life. I kind of take note of what I've got going on. I feel good today. Since I feel good today, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to go to the gym. I'm going to use that as an opportunity to take the stairs. Something as simple as, and I've changed this, something as simple as how many people do you see in their 40s, as early as their 40s, getting off their chair? And, I'm standing up on YouTube right now. If you do that, using their hands to get up. How many, and they use the grunt. How many people do that? God, you're 40 fucking years old. So my intention now, or my thing to do right now, is I now put my hands on my shoulders, and this is the dumbest thing. I can't believe I'm admitting to you in this, but I will get up from my bed. I will get up from the couch. I'll get up from the chair, and I will purposely not use my hands so I can work on my core, even if it's just one thing. But how many times a day do you get up and down? You do that every day. You've done a set of squats. Come on. Oh, boy. Keith Richards said it right. Keith Richards, of all people, I think has the best quote at all about aging. It says, getting old is a fascinating thing. The older you get, the older you want to get. Got to take it from Keith. Keith kind of knows what he's doing. There's a guy who's probably had to change a few habits, huh? There's a guy who's probably had to take a little inventory about what's working for him and what isn't. That's what life is. What is working for you and what isn't working for you? The things that aren't working for you, you know what it is. Is it drinking? Is it drugs? Is it a relationship you knew you should have get out of a long time ago, but you stayed in it because you invested so much time? No. Get the F out and get on with your life. I know none of this is as simple as I'm making it sound, but the mental toughness part is we all see it in our lives. We all know when we have a choice in front of us. Do I have that second or third beer? Do I not work out today? Do I treat my wife like shit, although I know she doesn't deserve it? Or do I support her? We all have these decisions to further our life along. It's not a race, people, but it is a race between me and the final day that I die. And I'm going to choose to run that race, doing all I can to be healthier and happier and wealthier and all that stuff that I talked about. So maybe part of the reason, I'm still trying to figure out the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I have no idea. And I appreciate a lot of you people that have said, hey, the category thing that you were so concerned about, because for those of you that haven't listened to a show, any of these podcasts, when you open up a podcast and you start a podcast, you go on Apple and iTunes and you fill out the forms and you get it published and you do all that. You have to put yourself in a category. I don't even know what this category is. And I kind of like it that way now. I kind of like not having a category, but maybe it is something as simple as we don't have the answers. We're all in this together. This is not that hard as long as you're aware of what's going on around you. This is not hard. These people that we put up on a pedestal, like the Andrew Tates, like the Tony Robbins and the Brene Browns, and no matter where you fit in these things, you're putting these people up on a pedestal when I don't believe that they deserve to be there. They just have a different form of mental toughness that you too can have, that I can have. I know, and I'm striving for it every single day. But I'm not going to give up. No matter how much you want to bash me, no matter how much you want to send hate emails or how much you want to do whatever it is, I'm not going to give up. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to stop a podcast. I mean, I could go away from social media, but I want you to know if you don't see me on the radio or hear me on the radio or you see me online or whatever it is, I'm not giving up. I'm just not there. I'm not going to give up. Another reason why I think I started this podcast, because I really want to find some sort of spirituality, something to believe in, not someone. I'm over believing in someone. Unless that someone is God and they hit a lightning thing right outside my door, I need to see it to believe it. There I am, a realist. There I am. Show me a little something. I want to believe. Show me, show me, show me. But maybe all I really need to believe in is just me. Maybe that's all we need to do for ourselves. Just really, truly believe in ourselves. And you combine that with mental toughness and intention. I think that's a recipe for success right there. You don't need a lot more than that. What do you want to do? Intention means why do you want to do it? Why do you want to be wealthy? Why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to be this? You need intention. And then you need to be mentally tough along the way. I think maybe in that order. I think it needs to go intention and then mental toughness, which is proof to you right there that I don't plan this show. Because I would have started it that way now that it hit me. But I do feel like there's something in me that's missing spiritually out there. I mean, most people, think about it. Most people choose a church or a religion or something like that, or a group of people, because they already believe in what they believe in, not because they want to be their mind changed. Most people do it. Some people I know go to certain churches because they got good freaking cookies. It's the only reason why I like going to Sunday school. They had good cookies. It was awesome. But most people choose a church or a spiritual path because it's something they already believe in. Let's just say you are a right to lifer. You like that stuff, that pro-life stuff. There are plenty of churches out there that strongly, strongly believe that that is the way to go. So the other church on the other corner is a little on the edge about that. They still know that women need to come to their church. So they kind of go, we need to, that type of stuff. So you find the one that already things that you believe in. Like, I don't personally believe in hell. If I was going to select or look for a church to find some sort of spirituality in my life, I would find one that doesn't talk about fire and brimstone and you're going to go to hell because you jerked off. I don't want to live my life that way. So I would choose. I mean, I get it. I understand why I do this, but don't think that they have all the answers. You are going there because you already have the answer in your mind and in your heart what you want in your life. You don't need it. You just don't need it. We're smarter than others at all. You think you're smarter than others because, you believe the same thing that all these other groups of people believe in, and you're not. You're just doing what makes you feel better. Same thing politically, same thing, who you date, say all that. I mean, it comes into play everything, but don't think religion is any different. I'm not here to take down religion or anything because I've been looking for something. But the more I think about it, maybe it's just me I need to believe in, and then, find some other people out there. Maybe that's why I'm doing this show. Because some of the comments I'm getting from you guys are very positive and very supportive, and I'm touching a nerve with some of you guys. And I didn't sit down to go, I'm going to touch a nerve and these guys are going to put on likes and all that kind of stuff. But I'm glad to know that there are other people out there like me that realize this stuff isn't that hard, that everything is a choice, intention, mental toughness. And hopefully your intentions are good. Hopefully you have good intentions. Hopefully you just want to be a better person every day. And there are days that I nail it. There are days that I consider myself to be the husband of the year. There's all kinds of stuff out there. There are days that I nail it, and there are days that I suck. But every day I sit in that corner and I start off with a thought that today I'm going to be that person I want to be. And say there's 10 things. Some days I go all 10 out of 10 because I'm very conscious about it. I act accordingly. I remember what my morning was like in that chair. Some days I don't. Some days I don't do it. And then I get a little bummed out about myself, and I'm trying to be a little more lenient with myself there. But I appreciate you being here. We're going through this stuff together. I guess my takeaway for the day is don't put somebody on a pedestal. You have the strength. We all have all the answers. We do deep inside. We just need to take the right action on it. You know? Damn. Anyway, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of the week on Wombats. Thank you so much for signing up for the Wombat thing. Oh, before I get out of here, the Calling All Wombats Instagram account. If you go by there and you ask to be let in, it's a private group of 100 people right now. If you're not let in yet, we will be letting more people in. We're going to weed some people out, but we did our first thing where we're getting to know one another. It's just a group of people like we're talking about here. It's not about me leading it. There'll be other people talking, and hopefully it's just going to be an open place where people can meet like-minded people. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't even know what the total end game is. I do know that I had an intention to have people meet in a certain place, and that's what I came up with so far. Hopefully, maybe I'll come up with something else somewhere down the line. Guys, thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.